Hi again, everybody. Welcome to today's video. In the next few minutes, I'm going to go through some comments that my wife pulled off of videos that I've recently done, and I'm going to respond to those comments. She said, I just want to see what you say to some of these people. One of them is quite interesting. We lost him as a subscriber, so stick around for that. If you've not yet subscribed to the channel, I certainly hope you will, and make sure you give the video a big fat like. Before I go into, we got a couple of marks and an underdog I'm going to be talking to. But before we get into the comments, I've been seeing a lot of crazy stories lately about young people doing stupid stuff. Even people that aren't so young doing really stupid stuff. It's like, do they not think? And I'm wondering, how does that happen? Do you ever do that? You're watching these people on TV, you read stories, you're like, where did they go wrong? I do that all the time. And I came up, one of my theories is, I've mentioned this before, is that people they have no purpose. Too many young people, too many old people too, have no purpose in their life. Without a purpose in your life of something, and I'm not talking about picking up your cell phone and playing on it. Without having a purpose in your life, you are so easily manipulated. You really are. That's how the terrorists get volunteers to go out and strap that stuff on and do stupid stuff. That's how gangs recruit people. People who have no purpose in their life are easily swayed, easily manipulated. I look around, I see people that aren't so easily swayed and manipulated, and they have a purpose. When I was a boy, my purpose, my passion was the out of doors. It was camping and fishing and hunting, and I learned how to shoot a gun, and I was so into that. Everything I did revolved around that, and it helped me avoid a lot of mistakes that were in my future. My wife, her purpose was horses. Her family didn't have very much money, but she wanted a horse worse than anything. She said when she lay down at night as a little girl and go to sleep, she could smell what a horse would smell like. She wanted it so bad. That was her purpose. She ended up getting one. It cost her $150. Her parents paid for it. She paid her parents back, and she won a blue ribbon with that horse. But she had a purpose. Kids today need a purpose. I'd like to know if you agree. Do you think kids need a purpose? I'll tell you a real quick story. When I was doing fishing shows, there was a place up in Canada, 1,100 miles north of the U.S. You have to fly a plane into to fish. Beautiful fishing camp. They would have about, I don't know, maybe 30 college-age kids that worked there all summer long, like 13 weeks in a row, no days off, zero. Can you imagine a college kid working and it was like a fireman. You got to work the whole time, like on a cruise ship, I guess. 13 weeks, college-age kids, and every one of them was like, oh my God, where'd they get these kids? This loops back to purpose. I talked to the general manager of that fishing lodge. How do you get these kids? He said, it's easy. We do a job fair every year in Saskatoon, and we advertise for the college. The college kids come over, and we interview them. On that interview, there's one question back on the back of a page. It says, do you do any volunteer work? If so, please describe. Every single person they hired did some kind of volunteer work. They volunteered at the church. They volunteered at a hospital. They had a volunteer's heart. That was their purpose. Young people that have a purpose and they love their jobs and they almost never made a mistake, this general manager told me. So I want to know what you think about purpose. How important is it in a young person's life? Okay, Lisa, I'm going to get to these comments. So here you go. She picked these out. Let's start with the underdog. He says, this I think is in response to one of my rants. I had somebody recently that was all over me. It says, amazing. You provide your thoughts, life lessons, and wisdom for free. If someone doesn't like your comments, then they should just stop watching and listening. I personally don't like the woke commentators and talking heads on MSNBC, CNN, NPR, among others. Guess what? I don't listen to them. Why are people so unhappy and angry these days? I think that can go back to purpose. And why do they want to attack each other? Alan, I personally enjoy your topics and fireside chats, which is why I tune in. I may not agree with everything, but your comments make me pause and consider another point of view. I love that. That is what I want. That's what public discourse is all about. Keep up the great work. Thanks for sharing your perspective on all things involving life. Let me tell you, the one thing you said, underdog, yes, my Wingman Wisdom is free, but it didn't come free. I promise you. My wisdom, whatever little wisdom I had, was paid for. I'm still paying for it. Mistakes can lead to wisdom if we're wise enough, smart enough, honest enough to learn from those mistakes. So I paid for my mistakes. I'm trying to prevent others from stepping in my mistakes, doing the same thing. And that's what wisdom, I think, is all about. So thank you so much. Mark East says, Dear Wingman, I watch a lot of different channels. There seems to be a rash of haters on all of them. Don't I know? Whether you want to admit it or not, it gets under the skin of all of you. Don't let it, and don't give them the satisfaction of letting them know it's bothering you. Just always stay positive with your posts. Ignore the haters. P.S. A lot of them are drinking. I think that's right. Don't get into it with them anymore. We will all be better off. You know what I think that these troublemakers, these haters are like? They also don't have a purpose. Their purpose is to hate. Go back to when you were in school, a little kid, maybe elementary school, middle school, high school. Remember the troublemakers in the class? The one that no matter what, they'd make some snarky little comment because they thought they were cool. What happened when the teacher ignored them? A lot of times it emboldens the kid. And they start doing it. Well, I can get away with that. Let me see what I can get away with here. Let me see what I can get away with here. I think we have to, as they say, nip it in the bud to ignore these people. I try to ignore them. And I'm not going to talk to all of them. But I do want to confront them. If you're going to sit around my campfire, you're going to have to be respectful of the other people that are sitting around my campfire. If you invited me to your campfire and you're going to act like a jerk and all it's going to be is ugliness, I'm not going to even want to be there. Just like Underdog or Mark said, change the channel, go someplace else. Another Mark says, well, this is a good one. Mark says that we lost him. Okay. We lost him as a subscriber. Alan, I don't care for the switch to politics on your videos. I'm so tired of people's opinions about the government or about how we treat or act towards other people. It's a lost cause. I don't think it's a lost cause. If it's a lost cause, well, what the hell? Just do whatever you want to. I think too many people are doing that already. It says, I did cancel my subscription to your channel, but then came back. I guess what I appreciate is not your view on the climate of things, but how you handle everyone without attacking them. And that's from Mark Metalworks. Mark, my guess is that you are a thinker, that you have your opinions, as we all do, but you're a thinker. I must have said something at some point that was like, kind of a trigger. It may have pushed you away, but something brought you back. And now you've resubscribed to the channel. And I am so grateful for that. So you're a thinker and you're willing to ponder. So welcome back. It says, I would like to see videos about how you handled situations at the campground that you used to own. The drunks, the loud people, obnoxiously loud generators, etc. How did you keep the peace? Thanks, Mark. Well, Mark, I got to tell you that in 8.5 years of owning a campground, I went through mainly good people, but I did have my share of incidents. And I made some videos a while back about some of those things. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to think about how to address that. I'm going to talk with my wife and see what she thinks, because she worked at the campground that we own just as much as I did. And so I will tell you, hopefully in my next video, how I handled some jerks, and maybe you can learn something from that. I don't have all the answers, and oftentimes I step in it, but at least I'm honest when I step in it and go, yeah, that's me. So thank you, Mark Underdog, and I hope that you will give me your opinion on people needing a purpose in their life. I think we need a purpose throughout our life. Young people, when they're driftless and they have no purpose, they have no meaning. It's all about having fun. Having fun is important. It is, but we need a purpose. If you can encourage a young person by getting them interested in something that isn't just pleasure all the time. It could be horseback riding like my wife did. It could be fishing. It could be camping. It can be learning about science or biology, or it can be about anything, but give them a purpose. Become a karate person. Learn gymnastics. Get them interested in something that's going to require their focus, require their attention. It just might ignite a spark in them that can help them avoid these certain pitfalls that are going to be all around them in their future. So drop a comment down below. Let me know what you think. And I promise, Mark, I'm going to put some thoughts together in my next video about how we handled some of the junk that happened at our campground here in Central Texas. Thank you, everybody. Again, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you've not yet subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. I do 4 videos a week, and I ramble all over the place. I don't have a teleprompter, and I just say whatever comes in here, and sometimes it's really off the wall, as our subscribers know. But I'm grateful to each and every one of you. I read all of your comments. I listen to all your voicemail messages, and I read every email that comes in, and you can get my personal contact information if you click on the word more at the bottom of this screen. Right down there, you see more? Click on that, and you'll get my email address, and I would love to hear from you. All right, thanks so much. I'm Alan Warren, the RV Wingman. Be safe, have fun, play nice, and don't leave your good manners at home. I'll see you again soon.